Okay everybody, what is good? It's your boy Darth here, and today's video is going to be a little bit different from anything I've done before, and that's because we're going to be doing a review of a character from Star Wars, and that character is none other than Rey. Now, with the Rise of Skywalker, we got the conclusion of both the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga as a whole. So with that, I think we have more than enough information on Rey to give a good review. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. And I'm going to start off this review by saying that I absolutely love this character. She's definitely in my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters of all time, and I think Daisy Ridley has done an amazing job of portraying Rey. Now, when it comes to defining a character, I personally like to judge them by looking at their overall character development, and I think throughout the sequel trilogy, we see Rey go through many transformations, but she stays loyal to the fact that she wants to find out who she is and where she comes from. In The Force Awakens, we meet a character who doesn't know anything about herself, and she's just barely getting by as a rogue scavenger. All we know after meeting Rey is that she's trying to get off her home planet of Jakku, and she's trying to find out who her parents are and where they are. And right away, she gets her ticket in starting out on this journey by meeting Finn, who tells her that he's with the Resistance and that they need to get this droid BB-8 back to the Resistance base because it's holding a map to Luke Skywalker. Rey is absolutely starstruck throughout the movie, learning that all the legends of the past are actually true, and her desire to explore the galaxy with the rebels while learning who she is only amplified. Throughout the course of this movie, Rey doesn't really find out much of anything when it comes to her parents, but she definitely learns a lot about herself, what she's capable of, and about the galaxy throughout the movie. Moving right along to The Last Jedi, this movie puts Rey into a really weird spot as a character in my opinion. She's getting closer and closer to finding out who she is and what happened with her parents, all while dealing with an outcasted Luke Skywalker, who is her key to growing stronger in the Force and for her to learn the ways of the Jedi, but he wants nothing to do with her or the Resistance. Coming off The Force Awakens from a character who didn't know anything about herself to becoming this strong-minded and powerful Force user who even shows The Last Jedi much wisdom speaks volumes to how she's grown over the course of just one movie. Throughout this movie, she is tempted with more and more information about her parents and finds out that she shares a strange connection through the Force to her enemy, Kylo Ren, and even begins to feel sorry for him when she finds out what happened to him and how he ended up becoming the man he is today. Kylo seems to be very fond of Rey and their connection through the Force, and even begins to sway her to join forces with him. I think by the end of The Last Jedi, after killing Snoke with Kylo, having Luke sacrifice himself, and her starting to be able to be one with the Force, Rey has come a long way and has gone through a lot of changes in her character in many different ways, but she still remains loyal to her goal. And that brings us to The Rise of Skywalker, where we find out that Rey's been being trained by Leia, who was actually trained by Luke as a Jedi. Rey seems to be struggling a lot with focus and seems to be a shell of the strong-willed and minded woman we've seen her be thus far. As duty calls, Rey goes into the first journey we see of the movie not all there mentally, and after she touches a dagger, which allows her to hear her mother calling to her, she completely goes into a mode we haven't seen her in before, where she's only focused on her goal and nothing else, not even helping her friends. Rey is so vulnerable in this state that Kylo gets her right where he wants her, and in doing so, Rey finally figures out who she is, and when she finally does, she's so shocked beyond belief and loses all hope, which makes a lot of sense because we find out Rey comes from a place that seeks to destroy everything she's been fighting for, and that makes her so worried about converting to the dark side since it's in her blood being a Palpatine. But after Luke finally redeems himself and lets her know that him and Leia knew who she was all along, but seen the good in her heart and were never worried about her becoming evil, she snapped out of the dark hole she was in and realized who her true family was, and that it wasn't decided by blood. Alright, so after reviewing the character Rey through the course of the 3 movies and painting her in a very good light, I just want to give some of the issues that I did have with the character. One of the only big issues I had with Rey is the fact that she had no real reason being so strong with the Force, and it felt very wrong and rushed. But in The Rise of Skywalker, we found out that Rey is the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine, which is more than enough explanation why she's so naturally powerful in the Force. I will admit though, I wish she did train and work a little bit more because she still became so powerful so fast, but at least there's good context on why she's so naturally gifted. I think the only other thing that I have an actual issue with is the way she defeated Palpatine on Exegol. I do think it's a little disrespectful to Anakin and his legacy, and just to the other Jedi who are definitely much stronger than Rey but weren't able to accomplish nearly what she did. Besides that, Rey has a great backstory, really good character development that is definitely unique and separates herself as a standalone Jedi. For a character to have a great origin story, great progression throughout the story, and a satisfying ending is all you could ask for in a character. So if anyone hates Rey, I just don't understand, and I probably never will. I can completely understand if Rey isn't your favorite character in the series, but this character is written and portrayed very well, so I don't understand how you can hate on her. Now with that concludes my review on Rey in Star Wars. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, drop a comment below and let me know what you think about Rey. Do you like the character? Do you not like the character? Let me know why. Let's have some good discussions. And as always, may the Force be with you.